Today we need to talk about inventioneering and inventing, because the Inventioneering fair is coming up for 2026 and you need to start thinking about your inventions. Today I would like to empower you to become an inventioneer. I'd like to show you that you can do this. Now, we talked earlier about superpowers, and I believe every person that I've ever met has a superpower. A lot of people haven't discovered their superpower yet because they're not looking for them. But there's something that you're really good at and you need to find it. For some people, it's inventing. For other people, it might be music. We have Acela students that are in ballet and opera in New York City. We have the Star Wars lead actress in Acela. We have Mahomes' nephew, an Acela, and his superpower may not be learning about history, even though it will be with Todd. Maybe he can throw a ball in a way that defies all of physics, but whatever your superpower is, you need to find it. But now here's an interesting point. The scientific method is a tool that anyone can use, even if it's not your superpower. And so I want to kind of change your horizons, at least some of you, about how this works. We've said before, and it's been said for a long time, that a problem is the mother of an invention. You've got a problem to solve, and so you apply your invention skills to find solutions. And some people say, well, if I was just a college graduate. No, this goes clear back to middle school, high school, sometimes even elementary school. So let's see how it works. Let's take a problem. I'd like to choose for this discussion the problem of your bedroom.
That's a little personal, isn't it?
That is very personal.
Okay.
But we're looking for superpowers here, so we have to go for it. So how effective is your bedroom at making you be successful in life? Your bedroom is a place that you spend a significant part of your day. Is it lifting you up as much as it can? And so you say, okay, that's a problem. I'm going to see what could be done to my bedroom to make me a better person.
Okay.
Seems like a good problem to me. So you go in and you look at it, and you say, well, for one thing, I'm not very organized. And so you decide to find a little place where you can sit and write, and you say, I'm going to get not just a piece of paper, not a scrap, I'm going to get a real nice little notebook that I can write my thoughts in. And I'm going to get a pen or pencil that I like to write with. Now, for some reason, my best ideas come out of pencils and not out of pens.
Interesting.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know.
Well, because I can erase the pencil. Okay, and quite often ideas evolve. And I always buy a real good mechanical pen with a really good eraser. And so I start drawing my little design. If you have a notebook, and if you're proud of it, and if you say, every page I put in this notebook is going to stay, and you should put the date on it, the date that you write in it, you should put it there. Some scientists have made little notebook entries with a date, and later on, their invention became a great patent, and there was a legal battle to find out who actually invented it first. And you pull up that notebook and you say, hey, I had it on March 7th of 1901.
That was a while ago.
I was just a kid. Anyway, so when you put it in a notebook and you say, I'm going to keep this is going to be something of my best ideas and some of my not so best ideas, you write it neater. You make it more complete. It helps you clean, tidy in your thinking. A clean, tidy room inspires creativity, inspires you doing your best. And so if you take on the problem of your room and say, how could I invent a better environment than the one I have for me to live a better life, now you're using inventioneering to change the world. So you can start very, very simple and very small. But that's really how inventioneering is. So many people don't ever do that because they don't take time to stop and say, okay, well, what's wrong with my room? There's nothing wrong with my room. It's fine. But how could it be better? Well, what if you could really do something to your room to make your output, your contribution to this planet more significant? Wouldn't it be worth it?
It would
And
be.
so once you identify, well, the problem is I'm not going to achieve my full potential because my room is lacking a nice notebook, a pencil, a tidy place to work. A junky room is hard to be inspired. And even if you only have one little counter or table or desk, or you have to make a box, whatever you have to do, make it neat and tidy. Make it so that it inspires you. It'll make a difference. So that kind of is starting out at a most basic level. Now I want to take you to the next level. When I was in radio, I was very fortunate to get a job at the radio station, and I was even more fortunate to become, after 1 year, the program manager. The program manager meant I was in charge of everything we were going to broadcast on the air. It was my job to figure out what to broadcast that would make people listen. Because in radio, how valuable your commercials are, how much you can sell them for, depends on how many people are listening. And they've got other stations they can tune to. Why are they going to tune to yours? And so I'm sitting here thinking about reasons. Why are they going to tune to me? Why are they going to turn to me? And that was my problem. How to get people to listen to my radio. And I had to invent ideas and ways to do that. Am I making sense?
Mm-hmm, you are.
Okay, so I'd like now to suggest this. I want to challenge you, every one of you students, I want to challenge you to invent a very clever t-shirt.
Okay.
A t-shirt, what it's going to say on it. And let me explain this a little bit. So the problem is, you know, how much money do you have? Well, she's got more than I do.
Yeah.
But don't.
Do we know that?
Yeah, we know that. We all know that.
Oh, we all
She's
know
loaded. Anyway, when I was the program manager at the radio station, I was trying to sell commercials, and I'd go into these businesses and I'd say, hey, would you like to buy some radio? We call them spots on the radio. 30-second spot, 60-second spot. We'll tell your message for 30 seconds. Would you like to buy some of those? And they'd say, we can't really afford it. You know, we're operating on a very tight budget. We can't afford to advertise on the radio. And my line was, advertising on the radio doesn't cost, it pays.
Is it true?
And I sold ads with that line. That was good. But then I had to get an audience so that when they ran their ads, they actually got sales. Mm-hmm. If I could make them more money than my commercials cost, they would keep buying ads.
That's true.
And that's the challenge of it. Well, let's come back into these t-shirts for a minute. So there is a tuition associated with Celis Academy, but the Celis Academy should give you knowledge that would be more valuable than the cost, right? So here's an idea. What if you design a t-shirt that is so clever and so unique that people want it? Then that t-shirt would sell, right? Mm-hmm. And so the problem is coming up with a t-shirt that is clever enough that someone would want to buy it. Now I'm going to show you in a few minutes where you actually could generate some cash by coming up with a good idea. But first I want to show you some shirts. Let's take a look at this t-shirt. Okay, can you read what it says there? I absolutely can't. It's way too big. But it says, never, you read it while I find my glasses.
Never trust an atom. They make up everything.
Never
It's true. Never trust an
That's
atom.
clever, isn't it?
It is.
Never trust an atom. They make up everything. Let's try another one. I got glasses now, so I can see it. Cinnamon rolls, just like Grandma used to make.
That's
Just like
clever.
Grandma.
That's
So
very clever.
someone made this up. Now these are popular shirts on Amazon. Okay? Someone came up with these clever things and they were able to put them on Amazon. There is a program in Amazon that if you can create a clever shirt and you send it to them, they will make the shirts, they will advertise it, and every time someone buys one of those, Amazon will send you money.
Okay.
You can make more money than your tuition.